What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Billy Goat Tales. We appreciate you stopping in on a Sunday afternoon, spending some time with us as we talk a little bit about the crypto marketplace and life. So let's get right into it. Let me welcome the team. What's going on, Jimmy Jim? Good to see you, brother.
What's going on, Billy?
Good to see you.
Another nice Sunday here in Texas.
Yeah, what's the temps
Cool
there?
temps. And 72 today.
That's nice. Well, how about you, Tony? What's the temp in your Texas neighborhood?
It's probably similar. I'm not looking at the temperature at the moment, but it was nice and chilly outside early this morning. You could go out in a little sweater if you need to. For me, I'm warm-blooded. I enjoyed it, so took the dogs out, stayed out there for a coffee, had a nice time. Went to a football game last night, won some free tickets on the radio, like I say I always do. And yeah, it was been a good weekend.
Let's go. Free tickets.
What's going on, Red Man? Good to see you.
Thankful for another day not promised. Man, enjoying the I don't know if it's me, I don't know if it's Tony, but I'm definitely hot right now.
You talking about fantasy football or what?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Red's rubbing it in. He's rubbing it in. What's going on, Dave
Show's not
Digital?
over.
Oh, just hanging out on another Sunday, looking for, I'm in a long on Bitcoin, about halfway through it, looking to get up to the $91,000, $91,500 range, and then reassess from there. We'll have to see. I'm going to take advantage if we finally get the bounce that we've all been looking for, at least some sort of a bounce. And then, hey, if the bear's here, it's fine with me. I like to hibernate.
That's right. And we have our resident chart expert, Dark Crash. How you doing today, brother?
Really good. The bear market's taking a toll. I'm still wearing the same shirt from last stream.
Just in case somebody was watching for that, right?
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's say hello to chat, Dave.
All righty. I know that I saw Jesse Helluck in the chat. Good to see you here, Jesse. Always good to see you. I saw Mike, what does it say? Mike Bulmer, the mod king. Again, we haven't found out if there was a wedding somewhere and he married Alexander G, the mod queen, or if he has a different kingdom, or if there's some kind of takeover that happened. We just don't know what's going on there. We have Jimbo in the chat. Of course, we had Redman in the chat. We have the Inked Plate in the chat. So why do the names change on here? Usually I'm Johnny December. What's up, Johnny? Who else do we have? I guess that's the Inked Pirate. I guess I said that wrong. I don't see anybody else. Maybe I don't have it. Say hi in the chat if I'm missing you guys. So say hi in the chat and we will say hi back.
Yeah, share out the stream. Let's get some people in here.
Green Day Profits. I do see you in there, Green Day. Sorry, Billy, go ahead. And we see Darren Does Things. We've got all the weird names in here. That's Lighty6936. What's up, Lighty? That's Darren. So cool. All right, I think that's everybody.
You're good, man.
Say hi in the chat.
Good to see everybody. Thanks for tuning in on a Sunday, especially right before American Thanksgiving holiday week this week on Thursday. Hope everybody's doing like we're doing. Like tomorrow, I start my stuffing, man. I start prepping my stuffing tomorrow. Let it set out for 3 days before I can bake it on Thursday. So, yeah, hope everybody's having a good time preparing for Thanksgiving. Lots to be thankful for. Ladies and gentlemen, lots to be thankful for. Don't look at your glass half empty. It's half full. Get up every single day. Count your blessings. Get into the gratitude, motivational mindset. Every Monday through Friday, we drop it at 7:30. 7-minute long little motivational mindset video for you to stay in the right mindset so you can take on these bear markets and these 10 crashes with grace and gratitude, because that's what we have to do to get through it. Let's talk a little bit about that. We're going to look at the actual bubbles. You ready, man? You ready to hit the bubbles?
Yeah, let me get out of the picture. All right, everybody. Let's see, there we go. Okay, so as you can see, this is the hourly for today, Sunday. We got Canton Network up 4.8%, sitting at rank 34, $2.86 billion market cap. Billy Goat Tales did a short on this earlier on this week or last week. Go ahead and check that out. We got Rain. Rain is up 3.2%, sitting at number 71 in the top 100. It's up one spot. It's $891 million market cap. Might be a short coming out on Rain, so look out for that one. Stark is down 2.3% for the hourly. It is sitting at number 82. Stark had some bullish news come out this week. They are up 25% for the month.
Just to clarify, Red, just to clarify, when you say there might be a short coming out, do you mean there might be a short video coming out, or we might be taking a short on it?
There might be a short video coming out on Rain, is what I was trying to say. I'm sorry about that. Just a little bit of slang that I'm throwing in there.
Well, yeah, we know the founder of Rain Token. We can bring him on.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Bring him on.
Yeah, I know him. All
right, let's go on to the daily real quick. We got Zcash up 17% for the daily. Zcash still killing it. Still on a nice roll. Nice little consolidation here. We got HBARs up 15.2%. One of those ISO 222 coins. 15 cents gets you one HBAR, sitting at $6.38 billion market cap. We got Tao's up 12.6%. Community favorite is up 2 spots, number 33. $2.8 billion market cap. $301 gets you one Tao token. Let's go on to the weekly. Weekly, we're still red. So we're still trying to recover from the week before. Monthly, we're still red. Obviously, there's some things in here that are standing out. We've gone over these coins before. On the yearly, didn't we talk about OKB and this massive pump? Look how much it's retraced since then. It's down to $104. It's up 5 spots, number 41, sitting at $2.20 billion market cap. It's $104 per one OKB token. But at one point, it was sitting at $225 was the local top there. So starting to see things come back down to reality for OKB. Morpho up 82% for the year. It's up 400 spots in number 75. Congratulations to the Morpho people. I expect this to grow. Coinbase lending just came out. So that could be a big one to watch. It's sitting at $1.51 per token, $799 million market cap. That's Morpho for you guys. Hype is still hyping it up, 393% for the year, sitting at $32.12 per token. It's sitting at rank number 15, $8.70 billion market cap. That's Hype token for you. Visual's up 55%. Virtuals. Yeah, virtuals. Not bad. Anything else notable in here? Look at Monero still hanging around, even though it's gotten X'd off of so many exchanges out there. Still hanging around $390 per Monero token, up 29 spots, number 18, $7.21 billion market cap. People taking their privacy pretty seriously, Billy, and I'll send it back over to you.
Yeah, you know, Red, somebody said this week, and I think it was one of my friends, so I'm really sorry if it is one of my friends, but they said this about Zcash. Oh, you can't trust that pump. That's just marketing. And you would never say that about any normal company. Any normal company, if you would look out there and you'd be like, oh, that Temu, yeah, they're doing a lot of marketing. I bet they're going to be worth something, right? Yeah. Because they're doing the legs behind it. And they said the same thing about Zcash. They're like, oh, that's Zcash. You don't want to get behind that because they're just doing a lot of marketing. That doesn't even make sense. That's what you're supposed to do as a business, is market. That's your job. You know, so if they're doing a lot of it, that's why they're outperforming Bitcoin, because that's their job. And they're doing it right, and everybody else isn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish I would have got in on the Zcash movement. I didn't trade it, nor do I own any of it.
It's not too late. The 1618's double from here.
Yeah. Yeah, have to look at it. But let's move to the fear and greed with the Biomax. You ready for the market update, Tony?
Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see that our market cap is dipping up slightly since the 21st, and today is only the 23rd. But we've had our market caps lounging at a suave 2.98 trillion, and fear and greeds, you can see here, fear and greeds whispering at 10. And the altcoin season index is coming here soon. But let's see, fear and greed, the last 30 days is right there. Yesterday was also at 10. Last week we were at 18, and last month at 28. So I don't know. Are you going to be whispering sweet nothings and buying up some Bitcoin or not? Not sure. Let me go back and so I can jump over to the altcoin season index. It's now at 24, like a velvet lounge party just warming up. Are the bears going to take over, or are they napping in the corner? Not sure. Time to sip that scotch and watch the bulls strut. I don't know. It's up to you. But as far as the top altcoins, of course, Ethereum leads the altcoin index with a $450 billion market cap, Solana with $100 billion, XRP with $35 billion, Cardano with $20 billion, and BitTensor with about $5 billion. But you can see the yesterday we had our Bitcoin season was at 25. Last week we're at 31. Last month at 23. So there's quite a bit of a difference. Zcash is leading at the top there as far as the altcoins that are above Bitcoin, which is right down here. So you have virtuals, you have ICP, Cake Wallet. I know that's Miss Teen Crypto or Randy Hipper's one of her favorites. Dash right here, Aster. What else we got? PaxG, Tel, BNB, and so there you go. You got Trump Coin, which is just slightly below, and you got Near. But that's it for our market cap for today. Good day and good luck.
Yep, just want to point out too for the guys in the chat, the people in the chat, YouTube's doing something new, so they're giving us an option to put out 2 videos. We can do it in the mobile format, or we can do it in the landscape format, like you would see if you're watching on TV or something, or normal one. So they're giving you 2 options. So if you click on the mobile format and you're watching it on your TV, it's not going to come in the right format. So what you want to do is go to the channel, and then you'll see 2 live videos. You want to pick the one with the most viewers, and then that'll take you to the landscape version. So I saw Andy was asking about that. I had the same problem whenever I was trying to get in.
Good point.
It took me.
Dave, last week. Sorry, Dave.
No, go ahead.
No, that's a good point. Last week I went and put mobile version, so maybe I should go do that for us.
Yeah, and I think I may lean away from it because it seems like we're not getting the same. I don't know. It does, like, at least when I was looking at it, it seemed like it was just splitting our normal viewers up rather than bringing them all into the same place. It just seemed like it was splitting them up, even though you could still talk in the chat. I think you could still see them both actively in both places. It just seems like it was confusing a lot of people and not giving them a good experience at this point, at least.
Yeah, I agree. It's something we can't control, but it is what it is. Unless we try to just launch directly through YouTube, because we're doing this and StreamYard's making us choose.
Yeah, well, it'll also allow us to choose just landscape. We just thought that we probably should be choosing both. That way that it would capture, if YouTube wants us to do that, what we were thinking in my head, if YouTube wants us to do that, it must be because it's going to increase the viewers, right? Because they want more viewers. So let's give it to them in both. But it seems like, at least during this rollout, it's clunky, and it's not giving the experience that people are used to.
So one thing I did notice, there is a little like emoji of a phone on the mobile version. So that's something to look at. And I did just go and change the stream. So one says mobile, one says widescreen. So hopefully that helps.
Well,
but thanks, Dave.
Does most people watch YouTube on their phone?
I watch it on the TV. Like Andy's just now saying, she said boomers watch it on the TV and comment from the phone. That's exactly what I do most of the time.
Yeah, that's usually what I do too.
Me too. Yeah.
But you got to be on the same stream, right? So it makes a difference.
Yeah. Did she just identify at least 3 of us as boomers?
Probably. All right, let's get it. We got a packed show today, guys. We're going to get some really good topics. We did have some really good topics last week. That Jeffrey Epstein went nuts organically. So, and we didn't do it for that reason. I just found it very interesting that he was part of some crypto. And of course, Andy went nuts and kind of did a week's worth of research after that. We'd have to bring her on and see what she found out about that. But we just had the big ISO 2022. It was on yesterday, November 22nd. Swift ISO 222 migration is here. Ripple's XRP L ledger versus Stellar Network. Can XRP and XLM thrive? Well, let's talk about what it is. ISO 222 standardizes how financial data is exchanged. It does not certify cryptocurrencies. So keep that in mind. It's really a messaging system mostly, but Ripple and Stellar are technically aligned with ISO 222, but not officially certified. The true value lies in compliance, interoperability, and a real-world integration with financial systems, and the migration, reward adoption, and utility, not marketing claims or speculation. So just yesterday, it marked a milestone for international finance, the official cut over to the ISO 222 messaging standard. From now on, all SwiftFi, 2Fi payment messages will be exchanged in the richer ISO 222 format, ending the coexistence with the legacy MT messages. So here was a little tweet sent out by Swift. This weekend marks a major milestone in payments. The coexistence period between MT and ISO messages standard ends from November 22nd, 2025. All Fi to Fi payment instruction messages will be delivered only in the ISO 222 format. Is ISO 222 222 brings richer data, better, blah, 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 blah. So, as we know, we've talked about all the ISO coins and just ADA's one, XLM, XDC, XRP. Who's the other ones? I'm just going off the top of them. Quant is one. Algorand. Yeah.
So is ISO 222, that's more of a certification and it's not really a group of coins, right? This is talking about, can you explain it more to me, Billy, so I can understand it? Yeah, this doesn't really have to do with crypto, right? That's just a standard that crypto has to do with, but this standard doesn't necessarily tie into crypto. Is that right?
Yeah, it's a international messaging standard, and those coins ahead of time got compliant with that messaging standard ahead of time. Those ones we just rattled off.
Right.
So it really doesn't speak to their individual price go up value, but it does speak to the fact that you have certain crypto projects that are already not certified, but pre-approved that they meet the messaging standard for the ISO standardization. So what is it really? ISO 22 is a global standard that governs the format and content of financial message traffic. It replaces the older MT formats, which were text-based and often unstructured, with XLM or the JSON formats that carry richer metadata such as partner identifiers, remittance data, purpose codes, and structured addresses. The benefit of banks and payments system include more detailed and consistent data for automation and analytics, enhanced compliance and transparency in AML and KYC processes, and easier interoperability across different financial systems and geographies. So it's not a certification for cryptocurrencies or for blockchains. It defines the messaging structure between institutions, not the underlying asset or settlement rails. With the coexistence period now ending, institutions that fail to migrate risk rejected messages, data loss, or cost translation processes. So, and this is a nice little of the timeline, a nice little slide of the timeline. This site right here for you guys, check out ccn.com, not CNN, ccn.com. a lot of great crypto stuff on this site. So check that out. Anytime you want to really deep dive into things, we can go into this. The Ripple XRP, it's another thing. So the Ripple folks or the XRP army, right, was waiting for the lawsuit to settle, and then the other lawsuit to settle, and then oh, it's an ISO coin, and when ISO adoption comes, that's going to do it. Well, like guys, there's always this next thing that's going to happen, right? Good projects like XRP. I do believe XRP, in my humble opinion, is a really good, solid project, but it always doesn't mean that your bags are just going to grow because of certain legislation passed, or in this case, a new adopted standard passes. But Ripple positions itself early with the ISO 222 landscape. The company joined the ISO 222 registration management group in 2020, becoming one of the first distributed ledger technology participants to do so. And RippleNet, Ripple's enterprise payment network, is built to send and receive ISO 222 formatted messages, allowing banks to maintain structured data as payments move across borders. In practical terms, this means that banks can communicate directly through the RippleNet without converting messaging formats. Combined with Ripple's on-demand liquidity, the ODL solution, which uses XRP as a bridge asset for settlement. So there you go, guys. It uses XRP as a bridge asset for settlement. The infrastructure is technically well aligned with ISO 222's principles. So, look, the way I look at this, just big nuts and bolts, another great win for crypto, for blockchain, a world standard that is using a blockchain based, well, not a blockchain based, but a blockchain compliant a process that works well with blockchains, right? So their process works well with blockchain. So I love it. I think it's just another example of where we're going with the payment system, with blockchain, and probably with the mass adoption of the stable coins, right? That we're seeing. So, anyways, what do you think about all that, Redman?
I think that, the old messaging system, the way it worked was your name would get cut off. There wouldn't be an address. So if Pops called me from Scotland and say Pops needed money and I'd need to send money to him, he would basically just have a reference number. Now, sometimes banks look at that reference number. If they don't understand what's going on, they drop it totally. So that money wouldn't even go through. So there was a lot of problems with the old system. With the new system, now you get a full legal name and address, you get an invoice number, you get a purpose of payment, and it's all machine readable. And that's a better way because and you said it in your article, Billy, AML KYC. So now they know who's sending the money. They know what the money amount's supposed to be. They know where it's coming from. So it can be tracked. Now, I don't think any of us here really likes KYC, but if it's going to make things run more efficient and they're going to make sure that my payment gets to Scotland where my dad is, then I'll be happy, right? So I see that improvement as a plus, but more KYC just means more centralization and more the policing of funds, basically. If they don't like me because I said something wrong on YouTube, they can stop my payment and they'll know it's me. Whereas before, it was just a reference number. I could go to any grocery store and send it Western MoneyGram, and it would just be a reference number. There would be nobody connected to that reference number. Well, now there's going to be somebody connected to that reference number. And there's good things and there's bad things about that, Billy. I'll send it back over to you.
No, you're right about that. Another form of centralization to kind of double check, cross reference money. Look, if you're not doing anything wrong, you know, I don't think you have to worry about it. Just real quick, Ink the Pirate. Don't see any of people watching
Johnny
on
December.
X. Was that Johnny? Okay,
Yeah.
Johnny. Yeah, Johnny. We have. I don't know. I didn't know that you guys could see that, but we have 85 watching right now. So many of those are YouTube, and then the balance is X. So yeah, Johnny, we have. I don't know. I didn't know that you guys could see that, but we have 85. What was that? Somebody record me and replay it?
Yeah, so really on the ISO 2 whatever it is, I don't know. I mean, it depends on where you stand on crypto, on where you stand on that, right? So yeah, okay, so they enhanced their old system of non-decentralization. Now you have all of your KYC information that everybody can see, which is exactly opposite of where we want to be, right? If you're in the zero knowledge, in the bed of zero knowledge, like you don't necessarily want them to know all your information. You just want them to know what they need to know. Yeah, I have enough money to pay you. Here's the money. You don't need to know if I'm, how old I am on this transaction because it's for bubblegum. And on the next transaction, maybe you need to know I'm 18, and then you get to know that, or 21, or whatever it is. But I think for crypto people, this isn't a step in the right direction. This is a step towards centralization rather than decentralization and anonymity, whatever you say, anonymity.
Yeah, no doubt. The ethos of crypto, we all started with this idea of we don't need a centralized government, a centralized bank, a centralized anything. We can pay for things originally with Bitcoin, just peer to peer. And now with the mass adoption comes all of the laws, the regulations, and of course the one of the three prongs of the Security and Exchange Commission is to protect the people. So if you're going to have financial products like ETFs, it's like you give up one for the other. It's like the Romans battled this back in the day. I mean, you just give.
Yeah, and I'm not in the boat or the camp of if you don't have anything to hide, then it's cool, they can see it all. I'm not in that camp at all. I mean, there are things like even what we were talking about before the show, even trade secrets. I mean, there are things that you don't want people to know. So somebody gave the example of a hedge fund the other day. So if a hedge fund is making trades every day, they don't necessarily want you to see what those trades are in real time. That's their advantage. They're doing that. That's their strategy that they want to keep private. It's not your business. So there are there's room for even people that aren't doing something wrong. They don't want you to have all the information. So I'm not in the camp that if you're not trying to hide something or if you're not breaking the law, then what do you have to hide? It's not your business, is the way I look at it, or not their business.
Crypto
you don't need to know
ethos.
all my stuff.
What do you think, Jimmy Jim?
Well, I think anytime there's a interaction with crypto and fiat, there's going to be KYC, right? I mean, and the standard is just, matching standards of the SWIFT network now. Cryptos or several of those top ISO coins will be able to offer, or I should say, people will be able to build products on those tokens that interact with that system. So I mean, I don't see it as a bad thing. I see it as a good thing. I mean, they're integrating this. It looks like a setup for integrating crypto directly into the financial system.
Yeah, I think it's a win for crypto overall. That's just my worthless opinion on it. But yeah, I think as we go through this adoption phase, we're going to give up more decentralization for centralization. And Andy, what did Andy say here? Don't forget interoperability ultimately equals centralization. Yeah, I mean it can. I don't think that's a always statement. Meaning like if interoperability, you have two networks being able to talk with each other, two blockchains being able to talk with each other. Interoperability doesn't I don't think always
I mean,
means.
Uniswap's not decentralized and it's pretty interoperable, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like saying, hey, let's all use this tool, but centralization says, let's use this tool a certain way.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good way to put it, Crash. That's a good way to put it. So, Tony, you got any thoughts on ISO 222?
Well, it means faster cash, right? But it is less rebellious or less crypto native or crypto, the way crypto started out or maybe was intended. So is it a bridge or is it a betrayal? It could be a little of both, but I think it's positive in the fact that, some coins are going to have that interoperability. It might allow for other business to be able to use those as on ramps and places where they can go outside of traditional finance to maybe do transactions and stuff like that. So that opens things up. I'm still a little concerned on the freedom side, on the security side, maybe a little bit, but for the market as a whole, I think it can be a positive move. I think that, there might be some tokens, some coins out there. And I know there's already some resources where you can hide trades if you want to use them to help you mask some of your trades and maybe not put the spotlight on you. So, yeah, I mean, look, it's always going to be a little bit of both. I think crypto, to get the adoption, to get into ETFs, to get mainstream attention and larger adoption, then that tends to end up being centralization to a degree, as we've already shared. So I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I think there's pros and cons to it.
Yeah, just let me share this other piece of this same story before we move on. I can pull that up. I got to find it first, right? There we go. So, because Stellar Lumens, Stellar's mission has long focused on financial inclusion and accessibility, connecting fintechs, remittance providers, and humanitarian organizations. These corridors differ from Ripple's bank-centric focus, yet they also stand to benefit from ISO 222's structured data, which improves traceability and compliance even in low-value transfers. So there's a lot of folks that, I happen to buy all the ISO, not all, I don't think I have all of them, but most of them, way back couple years, a year ago, 2 years ago, just because I think Jimmy said this a few episodes back. Like, guys, we're so early. It's hard to believe. I know everybody says that, and you're like, Bitcoin's went to 126. How can you say we're still early? But like this right here, you have coins that are working to become compliant, to work with the international money transfer system, even if this is the messaging portion of that. Like, think about that. I can just see these projects that are ISO compliant projects in 20 years, right? Long term, buying them some of them at a nickel. We got some of these at a nickel. XLM. What was the other one? XDC.
XDC.
Yeah, like at a nickel, man. So you say, look, I'm going to throw whatever your amount is, $100, $1,000, $10,000, whatever floats your boat with. Hey, man, I'm just going to bank on. We're so early in the crypto space, and I am going to hold it. I'm going to ride it up and down through the 4-year cycles. But I really think that would be a good way for some disposable income that you could use, way better than a lottery ticket, right? Because look at the work of these projects that they're real organizations. If they're ISO compliant, they're real organizations, real companies, real projects, very different than the 36 other main cryptocurrencies that are out there, right? So I think from a long-term perspective, these for me, and not financial advice, you do whatever you want to float your boat. But for my thesis, there are coins that I'm holding just for the long term. And who knows if I'm right or wrong? Really, I don't have to be right for anybody else. I just got to be right for me, right? So I try to look at it like that. What works for my thesis, and so I bought a lot of those coins. But before we move on, Emma,
Some of the rest.
sorry, Tony, go ahead. I wanted to say hi to Emma.
Some of the rest of those you probably mentioned, right? HBAR, IOTA, which is like the Internet of Things, data economy, machine to machine.
Yeah, I have
And then,
IOTA
of course,
too. Yep.
Cardano, of course, which has partnerships with governments for identity and education globally. So,
yeah,
but
Cardano. Yeah,
so
you know,
Emma.
we're big Cardano fans.
Yeah,
So-
and don't forget, if you just scrolled up just like 2 lines, it definitely says that it's going to increase the traceability. So,
oh yeah, I read that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I read that.
That's mainly for institutional use. So, I mean, makes sense.
Well, it also said even for the smallest transactions.
Well, you got to remember this is for messaging. So
Well, it's just the messaging that's inside of the transaction. So if you're
Right,
spending
right.
$1, it's telling them that you're spending $1. So it's definitely to track your money.
yeah,
And to track you.
so the old Swift system did that, but not. So this
But
old
not as
Swift,
detailed, right?
yeah, it didn't have as much data that it has now. So these coins got compliant early on to make sure that when the new standard was going to be launched, that they already complied with it. So I think that almost shows you who the real companies are. Like they're looking ahead. They have people involved that are trying to ensure that they stay compliant and that they are ahead of the curve. That signals something to me about a company and what they're doing to try to not only last but beat their competition and be ahead of the curve. So I like those types of signals. For me, they're kind of like the moat we talk about in stocks. When you're trying to find a good company has a moat around it. And these companies through ISO, I think, have a good moat around them. Not just that, but it's one of the moats that are around them. So I like that. Now, other people might say, no, if you're just a technical trader, then these are not anything you probably are going to look at unless they start getting movement, right? But for a long-term hodl bag thing, I'm in on these. All right, we got Randy in here. We got Emma. Let's say hi to chat before we move on. Who else do we got? We said Johnny December. XRP. We got 93 watching. So you say XRP and I think people the algorithm picks it up. We start mentioning that XRP. Good to see everybody.
Coca-Cola.
Green Day. Good to see you, man. Yeah. We're watching our fantasy football right now. Let's see, what are we doing on fantasy football? Since we're taking a little intermission here. I'm getting smacked. I'm getting smacked 144 to 80. My CD Lamb, who normally gets 30, 40 points, is only got 5.2 points. And the Jonathan Taylor that always gets 30, 40. The other day, 2 weeks ago, like 85 points. He only got, the game's over, he only got 15 points. So Green Day, I think I'm going to be out of it again this year. But
Slow down, Red Man. Slow down. Red Man.
Nah, you ain't gonna catch me, bro.
87 points
Sorry.
and 52 with his wide receiver.
Yep. He had a heck of a game today. Heck of a game. Oh,
Yep. That's our.
Wow.
That's our.
Tony's making a comeback though. I'm only up by 14 points now. I was up by 100, and he got a heck of a game at a St. Brown, and he's having a pretty good game out of Mike Wilson too. So that's a good pickup for him. So we'll see what happens.
Is that better, guys?
I still got 5 players going. He's only got 2, but there's a 97% per chance that I'll win. I guess I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anything can happen.
Can you hear me better now? No echo.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to take this one, Red Man. I'm glad I'm already 7-4. I think I'll still make the playoffs.
Yep, you'll still be in there. Yep.
So next topic, guys. Bitcoin has shed almost 800 billion since its October peak. What's behind the plunge? And right after, during this, we'll get Dark Crash and go into the Bitcoin chart, kind of look over what's going on right now, this minute. So stay tuned for that. But a lot of speculation on what's going on. My personal opinion about it is that this is minor capitulation. This is miners that are shutting off machines that are taking Bitcoin profits, right? They're getting their Bitcoin. And I think it, for me, and you're going to hear 1,000 YouTubers saying 1,000 different things. Hey, take a little bit from everybody, make your own thesis, form your own opinion. Nobody's 100% right. Nobody has all the answers, including me. But I think everything lines up perfectly for me with exactly what happened every other cycle. This particular article from CBS News, now think about where that comes from. CBS News, Bitcoin continued to slide on Friday, extending a weeks-long slump that was whipped out nearly 800 billion in value since the cryptocurrency hit its 2025 peak last month. The downturn has stripped away all of Bitcoin's gains this year and raised questions about where it might go from here. So traditional finance, mainstream media, I just don't think they're plugged into crypto like we are and understand crypto like we do. And you're going to hear the normal traditional TradFi remarks about what's going on with Bitcoin. I did see Peter Schiff's post. You know, we go back and forth. I got a chance to meet him at the show. So now he comments on a few of my comments back to him because he is just hammering Bitcoin right now. Like I can't, he was like saying, I cannot believe that, that the government bought off on this Bitcoin. And now there's going to be political fallout because all these institutions are losing their shirts, and BlackRock's going to be there to pick up all the pieces and make the most money. And I'm thinking, man, like all of the Bitcoiners know October, November, we're in our 4-year cycle. We're like, we all know, right? Like this is just normal operating business for us. This is normal operating business for us, but he's trying to make something of it. So I ran across this article, and of course it's more of a Wall Street centric kind of article, but I wanted to throw out the question to our team. We had to pull back. We're getting a little bit of a bounce now. What's next for Bitcoin? That's the question. What do you think, Redman? What's your thoughts on this?
I'm in the camp of dead cat bounce and we go lower. I just don't. This market structure is super bearish. The death cross played out perfectly. If you were shorting right now, you are in the money big time, man. Since shoots all the way back to October 7th. If you've been shorting since October 7th, you're the man. You have made a pretty good pile of cash. So now, as far as reversals are concerned, I mean, there's a green dot on the daily. Looks like momentum's curving up a little bit. I don't know. It could go either way, but the way I feel right now with the sentiment in the market and everything, I think it's a dead cat bounce. And then I think we go a little lower before we kind of flatten out and we start going back up again. And who knows how far up we're going to go. I really haven't pulled any levels. I'm not a chart guy, but that's just my inner thoughts and my being. I'm hoping that February presents very good buying opportunities for Bitcoin.
That'd be nice. What's your thoughts, Jim and Jim? Where do we go from here?
Man, that's a tough call, huh? I mean, I'm hoping we go down some more so I can get a little bit more Bitcoin, to be honest. I think the next few weeks are going to be interesting, you know. I mean, just looking at the basics of my chart, I mean, looks like we could get a little turnaround here, but I don't know how long we hang on for.
Yeah, the season is certainly not on Bitcoin's side to have a huge run. If you're a fundamentalist, a 4-year cycle guy, I talk to the TA guys a lot of our friends are TA guys. A lot of the Wolf guys that I hang with are TA guys, and a lot of those guys just strictly are day traders or traders by profession every day, sort of like Frankie and Lifer and those guys. That's all they do, and they pretty much don't really read into any of the fundamentals, and that's why all those guys say, show me a chart, I show you the news, because hey, they're just going to trade based on whatever the chart is telling them. I personally combine both of it. My style is combine fundamentals with TA because I like to know the global scene. Zoom, like everybody says, zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out. So I like to know that, and it does matter to me. But my opinion is, man, we're in November. Like, if we do have a huge new top, we're closing in on late November too. Now, 2021, it was November 21st. It's only the 23rd. So anything can happen. Keep an open mind. Don't know the future. But we're kind of getting late in the season. So if I had to create a probability curve using math, the curve would show that I'm thinking we're going to go down. But that's just me. Who knows? What do you think, Dave Digital?
Well, a couple ideas. Maybe this liquidity that we thought about in the ETFs isn't as sticky as we thought it was. Maybe that's just the bigger players actually moving in and out, just like they would any other market. Maybe it's not grandma buying the ETF and getting rug pulled. Maybe it's those guys and they're moving in and out just like it was a liquid asset. I don't know. But there's also the other idea that maybe maybe things are getting a little faster. Maybe the bear market is going to get a little faster. It seems like this drop was really fast. So maybe we get this drop.
It was.
We get this, we get this drop, and maybe we really quickly start to recover. We give that money flow time in the higher time frames to spend a little bit of time in the red. And then we come back, and maybe the bear market isn't a year. Maybe we're looking at 6 months, 9 months, maybe in March.
Look at this guy. 6 streamers, 4 viewers, truly groundbreaking work. Humanity will never forget. I love it, man. I love it. Sorry, Dave. They just threw me for a loop. Yeah. I mean, that's good stuff. No, to your point, Dave. I mean, I don't know. We don't know. It could be all the new stuff in the like you saying with grandma, getting rug pull and buying the ET. If you look at the what miners do, if you look at CoinGlass, if you open up the hood and jump into the engine of it, it looks like that. Look, when Bitcoin becomes unprofitable, miners shut down. They take their Bitcoin profits. It's the same cycle every year, every 4 years. The halving occurred. We're in the right time frame. Anything could happen. Yeah, I keep an open mind, but I don't sell my Bitcoin anyway. So for me, it's like Jimmy saying, I'm at fear and greed at 10. I'm buying Bitcoin. I mean, that's just me. That's my thesis, right? So whatever your thesis is your thesis. But for me, like my long-term buys, fear and greed at 10, even though when it was at 14 I bought, it's like, now it's lower. I'm like.
So I have a good question since we're here right now. What's the bottom? Do you have a number, a guess, just total guess? What's the bottom? I mean, Jason's saying.
Total guess, it's a worthless opinion. I'll give you my total guess. It's a worthless opinion. I don't think we'll ever see below 59,000 to 60,000 again. I don't think we'll ever see that again. That's just my worthless opinion.
So you think it's unlikely, or it's likely that we break the presidential whatever streak? or you just
Well,
think
I'm
maybe you're
giving a
just giving
buffer
yourself
there.
a little lever and probably
Yeah, a little
won't break it.
buffer. If that number was 67, was it 65,
Something like that, high
67?
60s, low
So
70s.
I'm giving that a little buffer and saying that, because people on the chart, like if you're within $1,500, I would call that a win. In other words,
Yeah,
when
that's a
I
win.
bought Bitcoin at 16.5, it did go to whatever 15.5. But for me, that's buying at the bottom. But like if you're really, really technical about it, it's not the exact bottom, right? So I don't want to get too specific, but I would say that if you are able to buy Bitcoin in this bottom of the bear, so for me, that would be October of 26, not 25, because it typically lasts 12 months. If you can buy Bitcoin at $60,000, I mean, I think everybody would be super happy about that. Now, but anything could happen. It could definitely go down to 32 or 45 or whatever. I'm just saying, for me, if it gets down to that range, oh yeah, that's a buy too. No matter what the fear of greed is, Dave, on that. Because for me, that's my range. That would be low. I would think the bottom was, just like I thought the bottom was at 16.5. It's close enough. It's for me, but for other people, it might not be, right? If all you do is trade every day, those numbers between 45 and 60, that's a lot of money. If you're, you got to be more accurate with that trading. But for the hodl bags,
if you're buying for the season, if you're buying for the season, it doesn't matter 45 or 50,000. That doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah. What do you think, Jimmy? Where's the bottom?
The bottom of the bear market or this local bottom?
The total bottom for Bitcoin in the bear. What number will, if we see it again, we're really lucky.
Yeah, I think 50s.
Same as Billy. Yeah. High 50s. Just 50s.
I'd just say somewhere in the 50s.
Fair enough. Yeah, Casper was saying if it gets to 70, he'll start buying again. I think he said in the 50s he'll really buy. And then if he can see anything 40 and 30, if I'm quoting him correctly, he said he's going to irresponsibly be buying. So he's normally he's a pretty good character to watch. He's got some good ideas. What do you think, Crash?
There we go. Sorry about that. Well, I'm considering the same, but more so in the range of 56. Excuse me, where was my arrow? There it is. Well, 56.5 to roughly 60. Where was that line? Yeah, about 68, 69,000. There's a rather big range, but I would fall between more narrowly between 65 and 56 as my range for the value area, corresponding with what Billy was saying. I mean, we did have that significant knife drop lately. That was about a 36% drop from Bitcoin's all-time high. So yeah, I would say probably in the 56, 65
Well,
range.
let's pull up the chart. Crash, that's good segue time. If you pull up Bitcoin chart, let's jump into that. That'd be great.
Yeah, I got that up right now. Just pulling the ruler here.
Yeah, we had a couple of guesses in the chat. Mike thinks that it's going to be a 34K bottom. Jesse thinks that he's seeing 61.3.
The 34 would probably be my worst case scenario in terms of stepping down. Like where we're at right now, we're sitting comfortably in the 87, 86 kind of average price range. Like the 70s, obviously that's going to be the next stepping stone. And then we're going to see the mid 60s. And then that should probably be our final break. Like if we see
we don't see the chart
bucket down there, but
do you have a chart?
Oh, that's us.
Yes.
We should.
Sorry.
Oh, is it not showing?
No,
I don't see it. No, I haven't
you
seen
got
it.
to do percent.
Oh.
Yeah, but we had, it looks like Darren is calling for a 40K bottom and K-Diggs. Where did K-Diggs say?
Darren, if we get
he's in the
40K, I'll kiss
60K.
you, brother. That would be so sweet, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be sweet? That would be.
Darren, you're going to get kissed. Wouldn't that be
Like-
sweet?
I'd love 40K Bitcoin.
So yeah, as I was saying with that ruler that I got open there, that just unfortunately closed. It was about a 30-second or 36% drop from top to bottom there. We're sitting in this current value pocket, and the next value pocket to drop to would be exactly where Billy was referencing. So it would be another sharp drop, much like we had 2 sharp drops in the previous bear market, followed by the FTX bucket, which again, that very well could be down in the 56, crud, where was it? 59 to the 65 or 69.5 range. This kind of channel right here. We've dropped down through our major price action channel from our price top channel all the way down to what I call the what should we call this? This was the big M, our McDonald's M, realizing that we're going back to McDonald's now. But
For the Happy Meal.
exactly.
Locked in
So
now
yeah,
on
we're back in
clock.
Happy Meal territory. There you go. That's what we'll call this at the moment.
Yeah, we definitely need a significant bounce and then a lot of time going a little bit sideways and down just for the money flow to come back around and catch up for us to get any sort of significant anything.
Yeah, and this is obviously one of our biggest monthly candles yet, and in a very long time since the previous bear market, inclusive of the wick, of course, because the wick is settling all the way down here. And if we look at the size, we only have one candle comparable. That's all the way back here. That's even remotely like in terms of size. So we've had quite significant action recently, volume-wise. But overall, like we're still pointing down here. Our volume hasn't shown any sign of curvature up. Our money flow has tilted a bit down. RSI stochastic still very, very, very strong. So as it stands right now, both with what I was able to show on the daily, as well as actually more narrowly the 24-minute, which is where we had a bit of a wick off of that spider line. Like that's why we're seeing no continuous momentum down on the monthly or anything like that. We've got that short relief playing upwards towards the next spider line, which there's a significant amount of positivity and upflow right now, leading to a potential retest of said spider line. But ideally, like Redman's saying, like we need another leg down. Like this isn't over yet. I don't think this is more or less a relief rally. It looks a lot better than a dead cat bounce, but that's exactly what the markets want us to believe so that we can start pooling in for exit liquidity. So realistically, I don't think we got much more upside to what we've got settled in here. Short positions, where would I tag myself? Probably like there's not much wiggle room to go up to 89,000, but it'd be a nice starting point. And of course, my spider line up there at 90, 91. Not financial advice, of course. These spider lines are purely theoretical based on what I have gathered from previous YouTubers. So yeah, that's the situation concerning Bitcoin right now.
Question for Dark Crash. Do you see a head and shoulders from November 24th? Do we get a relief rally?
On which chart?
Let me finish it up here. It says if we get a relief rally to 100K and then something to
complete the last shoulder, the target will be 50K.
Probably on the daily, I would guess, is what he's looking at. Where you at, Rusty?
Yeah.
Are you on the daily?
I kind of see what you're going at. 3 and then kind of a lump. Yeah, kind of a jump back up to the 100s. I see what he's going
for. That just looks like a big rollover to me.
Squeeze that in a little bit more. No, more. Squeeze it the other way. Let's see. That's the shoulder. I think it would make more sense.
Oh,
He's talking really big.
Yeah. A really big head and shoulder. Jesus, take the wheel and price action. I see what you're going after. No,
but Jesus take the wheel would be. Yeah, I guess if you look at the very top, that's what Jesus take the wheel, but it went the wrong way.
Mm-hmm. Must have been in Europe.
Are we seeing what you're seeing, Rusty? Let us know.
Otherwise, right now, still appearing very bearish despite the short time frame turnaround, like I mentioned before.
I mean, if you look at it also as a range, I mean, if it's going to keep the range, that's good news for us because we're definitely at the bottom of it, right?
That's very true.
That whole thing is a range, right?
Yeah, so long as we keep the range, we know that Bitcoin's still alive and breathing. We don't need to get out the defib.
Yeah, he said he was looking at the weekly, but I think we can see it there still on the daily.
Well,
oh yeah, there you go.
To Andy's point, it's like, listen, I mean, guys, to me, it's behaving exactly as we all thought. Like Jimmy and I could tell you, remember Jimmy, as like we said to each other 4 years ago, 3 years ago, look, when it comes October, September, October, like we're selling, man. We're selling. That September, November, like here we are. We were all together on 10/10. So it did take me by surprise, that correction, October 10th. But it didn't take me by surprise to know that we're in October and, things are starting to go down. I mean, we said this 3 years ago. Remember that, Jimmy? We were talking about it. I was in the parking lot of a hotel and me and you were talking about it. I was like, yeah. But so to me, do we all want it to go to the moon, right? And just pop back up and all this institutional money? Well, I mean, from a long-term holder standpoint, sure, everybody's pro Bitcoin, but
from a health standpoint, I don't think so. I think we want it to go sideways for a while. I think we want it to get some sort of a decent pop and get out of the 80s, get up in the just below 100 area, right? And then can we get some down and sideways? That way the money flow has time just to come back around.
Yeah, but that's a trader's perspective. What I'm saying is
that's a market's perspective. I want it to go up eventually, but it can't go up if it just keeps, if it does this erratic stuff. It's got to set up market structure.
Yeah, but when you own an asset, you typically want it to go up, right? So from a long-term HODL's perspective. But my point about it is I don't know, man. I think we're pretty much right on target. I kept saying, if months and months ago, and it doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong because I just got to take care of my own bags. But my thesis was, guys, we'll know if the cycle breaks. And so far, the cycle has played out. This time isn't different. Now, tomorrow it could turn into being different. I'm open to that, but this time has not been different. Like everything is played out on Bitcoin. You could argue the altcoin season hasn't hit, and that's different. But I'm looking just at Bitcoin. It's pretty much been playing just as we all hoped it would be. It really has, at least from my perspective. Hey, Shirley Sound, good to see you, man. What else you got for us on Bitcoin, Crash?
Not a whole lot other than to mention, I think I already mentioned the thing about the monthly and our the thing that I've been pointing out for so long, the divergence, still playing out quite heavily. I haven't seen any other change to the upside. So what I'd be looking for more so is at least a clipping. We're not going to get a clipping of momentum all the way below zero, but what I'm expecting more or less is, let me expand this just a little bit. Oh, so there is a bit of a drop. We've had it. It's more or less at the 50-60 for the white of the momentum, but we need to see a clipping in and around this to determine our next direction. Otherwise, right now, I'm still leaning very heavily bearish. That would be my sentiment at the moment.
What's the weekly show?
The weekly on momentums?
Oh no, just on everything. Yes. So keep market cipher be open, and so have we. So Dave, Frankie pointed this out many years in a row. He's pointed this out that when money flow crosses over from green to red on the weekly, that has always marked the bear, right? And so on the money flow there, we have not crossed over on the weekly for Bitcoin.
No.
It looks like
very heavy volume.
Yeah. So Frankie's back tested this a lot, but one of the things that you can always look at if your money flow has crossed over on the weekly to red, that has always marked the beginning of the bear run. So if you go back,
I think it signifies a bear, but the beginning happens well before the money flow crosses.
Right. I mean, it's a confirmation. It's a confirmation. But
you've been in the bear for a significant amount of time at that point.
And
oftentimes you're going to get one more significant drop, and then you're going to spend some time there, and then we're just going to go back up.
That's exactly what happened here. Is we've got a perfect upside down trigger wave followed by the red blood, also confirmed by the fact that our EMA ribbons never converted back to positive. They dipped fully into gray. Everything in confluence here. The expanded.
That's 2021. That's our
last where the money flow converted into red on the weekly, like you mentioned, and then it defined our bear market, and then we ended up with our FTX bucket down here. everyone remembers that. So yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously we had our shift over, the confirmation that we were going back into said market, and then boom.
Now we've had two similar dips on the weekly money flow. The momentums definitely look different, but we are at the very similar size and dip of the money flow on the last two dips, if you see. So
Right.
there's a chance that this could be very similar to that, but with the timing and where we're at in the cycle, from what I understand, it's not likely that we go back.
Hard to say exactly, especially with how deep it's cut.
Right. But it could. We could. We're about to get a green dot right there on the once you get the VWAP to start coming back up there. Once you get that momentum to start curving and it starts to get a little point on it, you're going to get a green dot on the weekly. So that'll give you, like we talked about, the ebbs and flows, and that'll give us a little bit of a up. And we're seeing that. We had the 8-hour green dot with the 30-minute money flow crossover. We had the 16-hour green dot with the money flow, or the 1-hour money flow crossover, and we got this little bit of pump. So now we just need to see where we're going to go from here.
Yeah, especially with the daily convergence.
Take the wheel on the 1 hour. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's this volume pocket here. The first one we've got to reach, which is about 94K. And then, of course, we can crawl up to that precious 100-ish range that you guys are thinking about. So it's a bit of a volume pocket there as well.
And I've got a weekly naked POC up there. So
got it going on. So we'll come back, Crash, and take a look at ETH. I want to move on.
But at the same time, too, just to mention that's 100K that's psychological. So a bearish retest at 100K makes a lot of sense. At least to see some turbulence, even if we do go higher above 100K, but to see another dip back down below 100K and we hang out for a week or two, and then we battle that area for a while, that makes sense. I mean, because 100K is super psychological and everything we've talked about in crypto for 75% of its life.
Yeah. There's a lot of heat around those psychological levels.
Especially that one. That plan B screwed us all over with his plan. That never ever works.
And Crypto Face's Bitcoin to 100 rack song was pretty popular at the time as well.
Yeah, now that one's more fun. But plan B, we thought he was smart. He knew something and he didn't know nothing. He didn't know anything. Stock to know model. That's what it should have been called. Stock to know.
Yeah. It's all going to zero, Dave.
Did you guys see this?
Zero.
So a few of us on the Billy Goat Tails team have solo miners, BitX solar miners, solo miners. Yeah. And this is now a couple of times that we've seen that because if you don't know, a BitX solo miner, low hash rate, plug and play, pretty easy. We got them at the show. I have mine too sitting over here, just plugged in. You point them to a certain pool. Ours is with GF Perks pool, but they're pretty easy. You plug them in, low electricity. They're a lotto play, right? Basically, your chances of hitting a block is pretty low, but you can do it. This right here, this article, which was just November 21st, solo Bitcoin miner hits the jackpot, winning 266K Bitcoin reward. A solo miner earned a Bitcoin bounty for mining the network's 924,569th block, securing 266,000 worth of asset against incredible odds. So in the brief, solo miner earned 3.14 Bitcoin. 3.14 Bitcoin. Just having that little thing run over there. Just could happen. It could happen. Not guaranteed. Likelihood is low. Probability is low. But if you want to get in for $100, $150 and mine, it's pretty easy to do. The mine block contained 1,351 transactions, and an onlooker suggested that the individual use a BitX Gamma, an affordable hobbyist mining rig. And that's basically the two I have are exactly that. A solo miner earned about 3.15 Bitcoin for mining the networks Friday, securing 266,000. The individual, who onlookers believe was using a machine that's designed for hobbyists, plug and play. And what else on here? Let's see. A home miner. This was a post from solosatoshi.com. a home miner with only 6.73 terahash, very low, right? Total hash just mined a block for 3.146 Bitcoin, totaling 264,000. That would be a great morning to wake up and say, my little solo miner just hit a block. Pretty cool. Easy to get into, easy to buy, easy to find. What do you think about that, Red Man? I know me and you and I are mining.
It's happened 5 or 6 times this year. BitAxe specifically has hit a block. So yeah, it's great. It takes, you go to Solo Satoshi. I bought one off of there, and then we met the owners at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville. Those guys are outstanding. They sold us a couple there. I think I got 3, and Billy got 2 of them. Really easy. You just plug this thing in, and you set it up with your Wi-Fi, and you walk away, and you have a chance. It's a very small chance. You have a higher chance of getting hit by lightning than hitting a block, but you do actually have a chance to hit a block. And I think these things were what, $150, Billy? We paid for them. Got them right then and there. You order them from Solo Satoshi, it's going to take like 2 weeks. I have a couple of the BitAxe, and I have a couple of the nerd miners. They're a little smaller in hash, but it took me a little longer to get those in the mail. So make sure you're not buying them off of Amazon, because you don't want to get hacked. Buy them from an actual retailer that does this for a living. Like Solo Satoshi is a great example. Or there's a Bit Merch, Bitcoin Merch. He's on Twitter as well. I bought a couple from him. Real reputable Bitcoin stores that sell these things full time. That's who you want to buy them from. Don't buy them from Amazon. So that's pretty much all the advice I got. They're super simple. Anybody can hook them up.
Well, it's great to see that somebody just like us plugged in a BitX and it was able to hit a block. And like Red said, it's happened this year 4 or 5 times. Jimmy, did you get any of those solo miners?
No.
Jimmy's are
even if Tex-Mex
guy.
Biomex can set one up, you can do it too.
Yeah,
I've got one.
Yeah, Tex got one. Are you in our pool too, Tex? With Jeff Burke?
No, sir. I'm in my own private pool.
Tex is going to hoard the whole thing when he hits it.
Yeah,
Right?
he's gonna get a whole 3 Bitcoin.
I may not say it, but there'll be signs. I
I
won't be buying a Lambo.
No green Lambos for Tony.
You buy a fucking taco truck.
Dang, Jimmy dropped that bomb. Hit
Buy a Fleet.
the
I'll buy a
button.
Fleet.
Jeez, oh Pete's Jimmy.
Yeah, it's got the Canaan Avalon Nano 3S Bitcoin solar miner right now with 6 terahash versus the 1.2 just for $299, and you can get that on Solo Satoshi right now. So
Hey, if you need help heating your home now that it's getting to winter, you might use them for your space heaters instead of just normal
solo
space
miners
heaters.
aren't gonna heat up your home.
Well, I know, but I'm saying a little. They sell some that are about the size of a space heater. Is what I'm saying. That at different places.
They should definitely help heat up my igloo because I'm Canadian.
Yeah, those 2 little miners that were not mining Bitcoin, they were mining. What were those mining? Litecoin. That Burke sent me. So Burke had me send them back because he uses them in the wintertime to heat his house.
No, those are Bitcoin miners.
Was it Bitcoin? I thought they were had other coins on there.
They're Canaan A3s, I think. But yeah,
Okay.
they're solo Bitcoin miners.
Those are bigger. Those are
to me.
Yeah. Okay, I thought they were Litecoin or something. I said,
And
yeah,
those
send them over. I'll run them.
And those do actually put off a lot of heat.
Those
if
put
you
off
had
some
like
heat.
5 or 6 of those things, I mean, you guys don't know how hot it was in this room trying to stream from this room with all those miners going in here. It was hot. It was not fun. But yeah, I mean, it's good. Get into it. Secure the network. These home miners, they help secure the network. They, be a part of Bitcoin. If you really believe in this movement, little home miners are a perfect way to get your feet wet. just learn about blockchain technology.
Yeah, and contribute to the space, man. That's and you might get lucky. I mean, there's been several people with the BitX that got lucky. We don't get we're not associated with them. We just use the product, and hopefully one day we'll come on our show and say, yeah, man, this thing hit for 3.125. Jesse, good to see you, man. Thanks for popping in. Wayne C, good to see you. We appreciate you for stopping in. Who else did we miss here? Rusty, of course. We've been talking to Rusty. Shirley Sound, good to see you. Who else we got? We're at 111 viewers right now. Most of those are on X. We appreciate you guys over on X. Drop a comment, say hello to us. We appreciate you listening in. Andrew, good to see you. And of course, K Dig, always good to see you. An hour behind on 2X. Okay, well, you're not going to hear me for a while then, Andrew, but good to see you, brother. All right, let's see. What do we got next? Tony, do you want to talk about our NFT? What we got going on with the NFT project that Billy Goat Tales has? And our children's books. He's muted.
You're muted.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I'm learning to use a different microphone for a little bit till we get that other stuff. You hear me now? I think you do. So here's our website, billygoattales.io, and you can look up the mint info here. You can go check out our Billy Goat Tales book, which is the first 30 chapters of our X Spaces, the first 30 weeks of our X Spaces from November of 22, or is it November 23? I'm drawing a blank now. I think it's November of 22,
23,
right?
20,
23. Thank
23
you.
and 24.
So till June of 24, we recorded and turned into an NFT book. The first 10 chapters are based on our cornerstones, which the Giver's Gain pathway, the cornerstones of the strength of community, power of persistence. It's basically 10 leadership principles and that are guiding principles of our team and of Billy Goat Tales as a whole. And so you get access to that. There's the link to the book reader. So once you purchase the NFT and it's on your Cardano wallet, whether it's a mobile wallet or a desktop, you can go read it. The official Mint site is there. You can click on that. And, so one of the perks is that if you're an Easter egg holder, so about 100 out of the 1,000 have Easter eggs. And if you're an Easter egg holder, you might be able to go and join us. Like this last year, we had a trip to Lake Hartwell, and you may be able to join us at that trip and come and you may be able to join us on that trip and come and have a good time with the crew. So look forward to that. We have our 2 children's books, which are children's books are on Amazon. You can find them there. You can also find the links on our homepage. So let me go back and share my screen again. Thank you guys. You guys can help me. Add the stage. I'm having trouble with the links going to the stage. Let me stop sharing and I'll bring it back up. But
we got Red Man's Nerd Miner.
There you go. Let's see. We should have our links down at the
Dave
bottom
would be
here.
hitting the cricket on me right now. By now, he'd be hitting the crickets already.
I know.
So
he's being real nice.
He's taking. Yeah, he's being nice to you.
You can click on the buy on Amazon, the Breaks of Bitcoin, the Tricky Wolf, and the Wise Boy. Both of these books are available. I know Green Day Prophets reads his to his children just about every night, and some nights it's Billy's book that they want to read. Some nights it's Jeff's book that they want to read, and they're going to have a new option coming soon because we are going to have Jimmy Jim coming out with his book early next year. So we look forward to that as a team. We look forward to continue to develop things that you can share and help with your children or grandchildren or people that you may want to share that with as a resource to help teach them about crypto. But also it could help them learn, like the Tricky Wolf and the Wise Boy. It could help people learn about even scams that people get through via text message these days. So really, really cool.
Yeah, I mean, so one of the things we do at Billy Goat Tales is we want to help children learn about crypto. And so we're writing children's books about good life lessons, how to be good people, do the right thing. but also learn a little bit about crypto. And they're kind of like traditional fairy tale based stories that we convert into a little crypto story. So we're going to also have on New Year's, Christmas Eve, our stream. Please mark this on your calendars because we have Miss Teen Crypto, Randy, come in and reads our book. Every year we launch a new book. She's always going to read, like this year, she's going to read Redman's book that we launched this year. So on Christmas Eve, and these books are short, guys. They're like 10-minute, reads, 5-minute reads. They're short books. They're children's books. So, but it's going to be a tradition we started, Billy Goat Tales, where we have her read on Christmas Eve, and it's going to be fun. So each year we'll have a new book that she can read, and it's just a great way to share our lives and our stories with the children out there, because it's 20 years from now, maybe some of those kids that are reading those books or getting those books read to them are going to be doing their own show, their own crypto show, right? So let me pull up. Let's see. We wanted to talk about the crypto calendar, I think, right? That's what we were going to do. Let's pull this up. Screen share.
Yeah, I think you were going to pull up the world event calendar.
Well, just what next week's going on in crypto,
Right.
or not just in crypto, but in world finance, because there's a lot going on next week. Traditional marketplace, what's going on in the world. This is in the world, not just the United States. Look, we have Dark Crash up here from Canada. We have, am I rugging or something?
What was that?
No. That was the delayed crickets. I took the wheel from Dave just to try to make you feel at home.
That was delayed, Tony.
Sorry.
Like I said, you got one of a kind humor, man. As long as you're laughing, we're good. Don't worry about everybody else. As long as you're laughing. Yeah. So just a few things that I think are going to be important to know. November 22nd through the 28th. And remember, it's a holiday week in the United States, but lots going on with central banks. Next week, special events and holidays, going to be, of course, a shorter week. But in the U.S., the data release, consumer price index, producer prices, retail sales, the FHFA, house price indices, basically. The Dallas and Richmond Fed manufacturing surveys, the Conference Board Index of Consumer Confidence, the PCE price deflator, all new home sales. There's a lot of stuff coming out as we're closing down the year and going into next week. And this is just for next week. And as you can see, and this is a really good website too, guys. It just really breaks it down by the world. So you're not so specific to just United States, because we do have viewers in Great Britain and Canada and around the globe, right? So wanted to make sure that you pay attention to that. One of the best places to pay attention to that and watch every single day is over there at the Piper Academy. Army Piper does a really, really good job breaking down the macro news into common day, everyday language for us, right? So how does that impact your investments? What does it mean? Does a really, really great job doing that. So I wanted to at least let you guys know, even on the shorter week, we do have a lot of stuff going on and being released. And remember, the government shutdown occurred. So we have some reports that we're behind on just now getting the information for. So a lot of weight's going to be falling on some of these new reports because we had been closed down. So, yeah, here's Poman. Poman says, I disagree with the market being the same as us. We have when has a crypto cycle ended with no euphoria? Yeah. And no indication it being hit. If this is over, if it's over, then this cycle is different. Yeah, I was talking only about Bitcoin, not the Bitcoin. So not the altcoins. I did say that the
But
altcoins.
I think he's talking about Bitcoin too. I mean, we didn't have the Bitcoin euphoria. We didn't have retail show up. I mean, there are I think you're talking time based. He's talking
Yeah.
other indicators based. Like we haven't hit 5-cycle top, right? We haven't. There's indicators that are
Yeah.
saying that
Yeah.
we shouldn't yet be into the bear market. I think that's what he's saying. Correct us if we're
No, it's good. And I also feel like I could be wrong, right? So don't go by what I'm saying. I'm just like, these are the basis for my thesis that I use to invest with. So it doesn't mean I'm right. Don't follow and it's great that you disagree, Paul, man. Love you, man, because who knows? I'm no smarter than you. I just have a thesis that I bank on, and then I make my investments based on that thesis. So I did feel euphoria though. See, when you buy Bitcoin at 16.5 and it gets to 126, man.
Well, but you feeling euphoria is different than retail coming in and there being euphoria.
And my
in the market.
investment strategy is different than trying to make it for everybody. That's what I'm trying to say, Dave. Great illustration, because it doesn't work. Everybody's different. So it's fine, man. Just as long as you're having fun, doing the right thing, making money, it working for you. Hey, man, that's all. You don't have to be right or wrong. It's just, hey, here's my opinion. There's your opinion. It's okay, man. I really don't want anybody to, if we can give you at Billy Goat Tales just some nuggets to think about and mull over. Hey, man, to me, you got to make your own decision. I don't want anybody ever saying that, Billy said this or Jimmy said this or Dave said, hey, man, we're just throwing our ideas out there and opinions out there. Please, please, please. Seriously, do your own research and take everybody's opinion in and mull it over and do what you do. I don't want anybody to get hurt out here listening to any one thing that anybody has to say. But I love you, Rusty. So thank you for that. I appreciate that, man. Let's see what was next, guys. I moved my agenda over so I can't see what we were going to go to next. Let's see here.
We were going to talk about the traffic in Greenville.
Yes.
Yeah. And did you
Do you
see
got a
that?
video? Do you got a video for that, Red or Jimmy? Anybody? It shows us how bad that traffic is.
I don't have a video because there was no traffic.
Our next topic was ETH support at critical levels.
Oh, Tony bringing the heat. Yeah. And we're going to bring Crash back in for this too here after we bring this up. Let me pull it up. And
ETH support is I think is an overstatement.
yeah. Again, everybody's got their own. This guy here, ETH reaches key support. Has the crypto bear market begun? Has it begun? It's a red wave throughout the crypto world, a move that often tends to anticipate panic in broader financial markets. High leverage among investors is currently amplifying these profit-taking moves, creating a cascading effect that is sending altcoins into a punishing bear loop.
Can you make it bigger for us, Billy?
Yeah, I don't know why this is not. Hold on a second. How's that? Does that work or not? I don't know why it's not.
There was no change.
All right,
Like we're in the eye doctor. This one or this one? Nope.
It is. We are an eye doctor. I don't know why. Give me 1 second. I don't know why it's doing that because I am on. Let me stop sharing and come back to it. Let's see. Yeah. I hear that. That's
That was
perfect.
Tony.
Oh, okay.
Who brought the sword?
Is this the right one?
I wasn't on the same screen.
Boom. There we go.
There it is. Look at that.
Yeah. There we go. So while Ethereum is holding up relatively better than many of its riskier altcoin peers, it is still subject to quite an aggressive repricing and is now fast approaching critical technical zones around $2,700, showing some immediate buying reactions. Heavy efforts will be required for bulls to retake that momentum. Will it hold or will it break? Let's dive into the multi-time frames on this. And at this point, we're going to bring up Crash, and I could come back to this, but let's take a look at ETH on the chart, Crash, see what you say. And we'll come back to this article and see what one of the technical guys say as well.
Oh, my chart disappear again. Oh no. Hang on. It did that thing. About 30 seconds. Damn crickets.
Yeah. He always makes you feel good, doesn't he?
There we go. Okay,
Tony.
so here we can see yet another massive red candle on the weekly for Ethereum, or excuse me, this is the monthly for Ethereum, and it's even producing a big old red dot. And while it might not be the same 1, 2, 3 kind of experience we have over on our Bitcoin chart, this hump being slightly larger than the last, it's very much telltale of the situation we are in right now in terms of our massive retracement, which was well overdue. Well overdue. So here we are sitting at more of a critical level where Ethereum had made its decision. It was like, okay, let's go up. No, we're going to retest, redecide. No, and then we're going to go and have our final bang for the previous bull run. So that's kind of where price action was. And that decision point is one of those decision points that I like to look back on, not just as like a volume range, but as like a critical, that something needs to happen here kind of area, value area, if you will. So that is roughly where we wicked off of in terms of the monthly there. Now let's just break this down a little bit more. In terms of the weekly, this is also in confluence with the fact that we've hit the DBSI line or very close to such. We are still not done in terms of our momentum. So I could very well see us lick below again and even very well retest, if not go below our 2000 Ethereum levels. Right now, that seems like it's very much in the realm of possibility, at least in the short term, just because of what we're seeing print both on the monthly and the fact that our RSI and stochastic, while still very tight together, has just shot straight below the 50. If I just bring that up a little bit closer, yes, it's definitely below the 50. So that's a cause for concern in terms of looking for more of a bearish outcome on Ethereum in the short term. Now let's just go back to the monthly real quick. Where would that knock us in terms of our next level? Oops, apologies for that volume. I would probably look at, well, of course, we're going to try and test for the 2000, but we could very well reach, and this might sound spooky, but 1800. We could very well come down to 1800 is my low ball prediction there. Otherwise, Ethereum's more or less just going to continue to crab walk and consolidate, because that's more or less what it's been doing this past I would consider this a crab walk, a really long crab walk the last few years. Not too much has happened. Obviously, since our bear market bucket and everything, we've had like this accumulation opportunity. It's kind of ran up. It's came all the way back down. It's ran up again. We're more or less in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of trading channel, very long term that I'm seeing. So I would look for, at this point, some accumulation before our next run up, because Ethereum's just more or less poised at this point, like after it does this next retest and dip below, to have its run up. But holding strong, holding long, short term short, always accumulating and dollar cost averaging in at the moment.
Yeah, I think the problem with ETH, Billy, is it didn't give you guys, or any of the holders, it didn't give you all a chance to get out, right? It didn't give you,
No.
like Bitcoin gave you the 1618, the 2618, but ETH, it gave you a little kiss at the all-time high, and everybody's still holding it. So it didn't give anybody a chance to get out. And they were saying in that article
like
that
a channel, and it juggled everybody's expectations, expecting some sort of at least a small spike, a small blow off, but we didn't even really get much of that. It was just an extended exhaustion, really.
But maybe it'll give you a really rally, or maybe it's just a wait, and ETH's going to be this gigantic, amazing thing. It's just not there yet. You know,
I just keep picturing The Simpsons in the escalator to nowhere and just putting Ethereum right at the top.
That could be.
Yeah.
So one of the things that this guy says here, in Ethereum is enduring the rough conditions of a weekly tight bear channel to a 43% correction. now coming close to 2,500 at this point. This was a couple days ago on the 21st to 27 main support. This key level will act as a test. That's so he's saying 25, 27. What did crash just, I mean, you could go all the way down to 1,800. But he's saying if we do hit that support level and bounce, that would be great. A rebound here is largely possible as the market tests the 618 fib retracement of the entire move higher, a strong level of interest for traders in the algorithm. So look, I mean, it's been crash and burn, but I loaded up on ETH at $1,800 and at $2,200. And I did, excuse me, I did take some profit on ETH. I mean, I took, I probably have half of that left. So I held it. So like Dave was saying, you know, I'm still holding, but I'm not burnt like that. Those are good buys. Those are good buy zones. So if we do get down to that 1,800 range, I bought a large, quite a bit at 1,800 and 2,200, I believe, so around in there. But I still have my original ETH that I got 2 cycles ago at, I think it was between 400 and 600, right? So like Bitcoin, I sell some ETH, but I don't sell a lot of ETH. You know, like when I bought that big wad at 1,800, when everybody was hating on it, everybody was hating on ETH. And I was like, no, I went and bought it because of Warren Buffett's strategy. Don't follow the herd. And the fundamentals were there to me for ETH, you know? So, anyway, Jimmy Jim is our King ETH guy. What are you thinking about this? Where's ETH going, Jimmy Jim? What's your thoughts on it? Jimmy has a lot more
definitely
ETH
not
than
in
I
the right
have.
direction. Well, I mean, it's going to follow Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes down, ETH is going down. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I've taken some profits over the last couple of months on ETH. I still hold a big bag. But if it goes down, man, I mean, be dumb not to buy more. Never thought I would see levels that, you know, my DCA is at. So, I mean, I just don't know how quick I would jump on it, you know? I mean, is it going to go even lower? You know, so.
Yeah, if we're in the bear, it could go another 10, 12 months, right? I mean, if we're truly in the bear, if we're going to pop up and continue on in the bull, then yeah, these are great buying zones for ETH, in my opinion. But there's so many good buying zones right now on some good cryptos, you know. So for me, it's like Bitcoin gets to 10, fear and greed, and say I got $1,000, I'm probably buying the Bitcoin versus the ETH, you know. But everybody's different, right? Somebody might say, well, it'd be good to diversify and buy a little bit of ETH, a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of whatever XRP, and a little bit of whatever else maybe that Zcash that everybody's yelling and screaming about. I don't know. Jimmy's got the big bag on the Billy Goat-Tails team, so his opinion's weighted. What about you, Red Man? What's your thoughts on ETH?
I think ETH right now, on looking at it on the weekly, I think we're going to kiss the value area low at 1559. I think it's going to happen. I think we're going to take
1559.
Yep, we're going to take that low, and then it's going to skyrocket. But I don't see
Get
it
the
hitting
$1,500 ETH. I'm in the
I don't see it. I don't see it hitting $7,000 this year, guys. I just don't see that happening.
That's
Tom
the
Lee,
only time.
I think Tom Lee got that one wrong. I'll say that.
That's when I would buy some ETH. If we get to that price we're at, I'm buying at least half an ETH because I'm on the start off.
I'm buying some ETH if it gets to 1559. I'm watching it.
Yeah, I'll just so I can get on Star Dogs. That's where I can report it. It makes sense. It's not a waste. That's a good price for me. At my financial level, I would get in on. That's the only reason I would buy the ETH is so I could get on start off.
What about you, Tony? What's your thoughts on ETH? Where are we going from here, man?
Can't hear you now.
What, Tony? What? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I gotta remember which microphone I'm using now. So I say the Fusaka upgrade is incoming. It's supposed to be faster, cheaper ETH. You're gonna buy some dips, and your yacht gonna wait for later on. Look, I bought just right around $3,000 ETH. Why? Because I wanted to get on that Stardogs private sale, or the party sale. So I did that, and But as far as for long-term holds, if it dips below 2,000, I'm definitely going to buy a little bit more. So I'm not sure what the outlook is. I mean, I don't want to call a rebound to another all-time high on any of the coins at the moment. And so I'm really only playing spot buys. I'm not doing anything with leverage at the moment. But I'm slowly DCAing in every month now. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Alex, so crypto in the chat. Welcome to the Art of
Alex,
Gang.
Alex, my man. And what are you talking about actually, Tony, when you talk about Stardog getting and Dave getting in on Stardogs? What are you guys talking about exactly?
Well, look, I don't understand NFTs a lot. So NFTs, ever since I've been in crypto, even though we have an NFT project, and I get what that is, and that's a different type of NFT, but the other ones with the main focus being on the PFP or the necklace that PFP is wearing or all that other stuff, I don't understand it. But there are people that are doing NFTs that have real world value. And real world value can be anything. It could be a trip to the Billy Goatell's party. It could be different things like that. But with Stardogs, they have to where they have different roles that you can get with your NFT. It could be, and I don't want to misquote, but it could be a security for onset. It could be an actor without a speaking role, just a background role. You can follow around a director. You can get a speaking role. There's all these different things that put you on the set of a real movie when it's going on. And I think that experience alone would be fun, much less somebody who's actually got a talent and is looking to do something in that industry. The connections that you can make and the impressions that you can make if you get the opportunity could be priceless. And it could be the thing that a lot of people that are not going to get the opportunity to get to. And this may give them that opportunity. This may, however you want to put it, allow things to fall into the place, it's just a different type of project, much less all the other stuff, the cool art, the group of the family that's there, the great people behind it. There's a lot of other things that go into it, but just the value proposition that offers to me, I think that's super duper cool. For half an ETH, I think that's, if, like I said, if ETH got to $1,500, that's in my price range and definitely worth it. For other people, half an ETH right now is not that big of a deal. But I think if it got closer to 1,500 for an ETH, then it becomes not that big of a deal for me too. I think it'd be a cool project to be in on. And I'm not sponsored by those guys, but I do really dig the project, and I like the way that they came at it.
Yeah, so Crypto Billy, because he had bought a Stardog private NFT several years ago, he was afforded the opportunity to be an extra on one of their movies, God's Not Dead, that came out in 2024. And I know that the team is a real production company, and they have a rom-com that's going to be coming up. I'm not sure if it's later this year or next year. And so, because I was able to get in on the party sale with one NFT, I'm going to have my name in the credits, or whatever type of name that's appropriate that I can put in the credits. I can have that in the credits of a Hollywood movie. So I think that's pretty awesome. And get to go to a red carpet event. That's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I'll be able to take my wife and jump in on that. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
that alone is a big perk.
Yeah, it was amazing. You find the right people. We just jived. They seemed like really good people. I got to know them over a year or so, and they seemed like they keep their word. They do the right thing. they're positive people. They don't talk negative about anything. It just they jive with me, man. And so I decided to jump in and get one as pre-sale. Right, it's 2 years ago, and one day I got a phone call. It says, "Billy, you want to be in a Hollywood movie?" And I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, we'll put you in a Hollywood movie as extra on set, but it's a couple hours away." And I said, "Yeah." And I drove down there, and it was laid out like a military organization. I mean, they parked me, a lot of parking lots available for the cast, and all the actors and their job trailers were there, and went into a staging area, and in the staging area they checked you in. My name was on the list, and they give me a little card. It was color coded. It tell you what scene you're in and where you're going to be. And there was food, and they'd take you over to the wardrobe and get you made sure that your wardrobe was good, and everything was very well communicated, and it was like a true Hollywood production, right? And we walked over to the set, and those people, the director, assistant director, and all the cameras and all the actors and everybody were up there, and we reshot certain scenes over and over. And the whole time they were telling me, like telling not just me, but all of us that, what's going on. This is this camera angle. This is that camera. So it was really for them to deliver up front before their NFT even minted. I got a firsthand chance to see what these people are made of and how they do business, and it was certainly something that I felt like I could support, and it's been good, man. They're good people over there at Star Dogs, and whatever we can do to help them be successful, we're going to do, and yeah, and Tony, you created some cartoons for him or some videos for him, right?
Well, I created some shorts and some longer form, although they're still short films or promotional things for them. Yeah, so I posted them on X under the Billy Goat Tales channel, most likely, and put those out. So I know that they were having some sort of contest for some of those, and so I guess we'll hear back later on to see if I was able to get in that list of winners. But that's not the real reason I did it, even though that's a great perk. To get something out of helping others to create content. Really, I've enjoyed the relationship that we've built with them as a team over the last couple of years. They've come on several of our spaces and helped to introduce us to folks that really have made a difference, just to bring commentary into some of those spaces, as well as some of the connections on people that we're learning about in the whether it's metaverse or just around the cryptoverse. So. Yeah, they're a really good, dedicated team. I love that they have a real production team. That the NFT project was just an extension of what they've already built, and it's already live and built. It's not speculative, type thing. I believe that they're going to deliver on what they promised. They already have the infrastructure kind of set up, and so it's just a way to introduce people to that and give you an opportunity to maybe touch grass on a real set or something like that.
Yeah, they're a real company. I mean, they're in Hollywood. They have a production company. Darcy's a real actress, been in Parks and Recreation. What's some of the other ones that she's been? Anchorman. There's been lots of featured films herself as an actress. And they're creating a $30 million movie of their own. And they help promote a lot of the movies in the God's Not Dead. I thought, wow, of all the films that could be going on, it's in South Carolina. Part of it was filmed in South Carolina, and that was the time I got my opportunity. It's just like, this was just really, really cool. So yeah, there was just some good magic, good people, and we certainly want to support anybody that's got the same values and beliefs as we do, and live it and preach it and talk it and take action by that, and not just say it, but actually day in, day out, do it. Very positive people. So yeah, we certainly had a good time with them. But with that, And that was what kind of butt was that?
That's a Billy butt.
No, we only have
There
one
he
kind
goes,
of butt.
DDT.
DDT butt. But that's the pivot, right? But we're going to get into Dave's contribution is up next. What's going on, Dave? What's going on with In Simple Terms?
Oh, in simple terms. Same old thing. Last week we went over zero knowledge proofs and ZK rollups. We found out that they're trying to create zero knowledge EVMs. So a lot of cool stuff. Of course, there's all the way building up to the show. We have all the different things that come out. You get to see the sources, where we actually look. We critique those sources and figure out what's wrong with them before we dig in and send them into our other assets. And you get the explainer video, the brief, and the debate. All those assets come out before the show on during the week on Patreon. You also get a newsletter and a recap, and then we do the live show on Saturdays. But a couple of new things that came out in AI this week are really cool, or at least one that's really cool is Nano Banana Pro has now got where if anybody's trying to create short films, you can now have constant characters and constant backgrounds and several of them, and you can add them in separately into your scenes, and then you can develop new scenes from there. So that's really cool. Looking forward to see what our director Antonio Baeza comes up now that those new tools are out. Looking forward to all that.
Very nice. Very nice. Dave, killing it over there, doing a lot of work for Billy Goat Tales and that show and all of us, Dave. So we appreciate you, man. Dave, head of digital production at Billy Goat Tales. Appreciate you, baby. Man, you're my man. You're my man. Breadman, what's going on? What you got? Got anything to talk about?
Yeah.
Fred's research?
So I wanted to talk about grass, and not the grass that you walk on or the grass that you touch, but the grass from Solana. So basically the season 2 airdrop is now commencing. If you want to be a part of that, all you got to do is find the grass website. It's on their Twitter page. Just type in grass on Solana. Their Twitter page will pop up. You'll see a hyperlink for their website. You can download their node and you can start validating for grass, and then you'll get rewards. And no matter of how many rewards you get, that's how big your airdrop allocation is going to be. So that just started, just to let you guys know if you want some free money. I think last year I was able to get $215 of free grass, and I wasn't smoking it. I was selling it. So, so yeah, so get grass.
I hope you weren't selling it on the corner.
Grass is a decentralized nodes network. Obviously, they do more things. They are an AI coin. They are doing some AI things. I talk about all this in the Billy Goat Tales Grass short. You can find that on our YouTube channel, and I will send it back over to you, Billy.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. That's good data. So, and it was funny, Green Day, when he was saying that, I was thinking, don't say it. Don't say it. Then Green Day said it. It's not the kind you smoke either. I thought Dave was going to say it, but
get out and touch some grass.
Get out and touch some grass. Biomax, what you got? You got a good.
Well, I wasn't. I do have a topic, but I think we're cutting short on time. So I want to make sure we give Jimmy his exit time. We can always do that topic next week, but I wasn't catching what you were throwing down earlier, and I do have that one, the last of the videos that I did for startups. If you want me to share it, I can share that here.
Oh, you got the video queued up? Yeah, if you got it.
Yeah.
Well, that's my old stuff. Yeah.
Gentlemen, y'all ready to rewrite the laws of physics?
What I want to know is whether we've calculated the risk correctly.
Let's not forget, it's not just about risk, it's about reward.
All right, the stakes couldn't be higher. Let's fire it up.
Activating the system now. Everyone hold steady.
Here it goes. If my calculations are correct, this should be groundbreaking.
Ladies and gentlemen, entities and algorithms, welcome to an event so groundbreaking it defies gravity.
Tonight, we're here to unveil an innovation that blends comedy, commerce, and dare I say, Genius.
Because when you mix creativity with opportunity, y'all get results that shine brighter than the cosmos. You feel me?
Absolutely, Snoop. And right here, we have some spicy revelations for all you tech pioneers out there.
Tex is right. The stage before you is set to inspire, challenge, and reward. Are you ready?
Buckle up, everyone, because the countdown begins now. Ladies and gentlemen, and all you Web3 enthusiasts, we're live.
A glorious evening like no other for a monumental event.
We've been waiting for this moment, pouring our passion and soul into this.
And here we stand, lighting up the world one transaction at a time, champions of decentralization.
No better embodiment of collaboration and innovation can be found than this team tonight.
Public Mint Live, that's right. Prize pups at 0.5 ETH, now ready for you.
This Black Friday gift means your retainer at the touch of a button. No more brush.
There you go. The little Tex-Mex cartoon promotion for Star Dogs. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, and there were some shorts. The Star Dogs team really said they enjoyed them, that their kids could tell the difference of which voice is supposed to be whom. You know, everybody can tell Mama Bear's voice. I think on that video, Pyro's voice was a little off. It was more Australian, but yeah, it's been a good.
Hey, no,
thing.
it's a good start, bro. I mean, it was great. All right, Jimmy Jim. We always in the Billy Goat Tail show with Jimmy Jim's final thoughts. You ready?
Cards and Legos and cards. What is a handsome man like me supposed to do?
Oh boy. Don't have a lot this week. We've been resting up. We're going live every night this week on Space City Breaks. I've got the boy all week. I do have to make an appearance in the office one day this week, but I'll be back in time for us to go live. So if y'all are sitting around the house and ain't got nothing going on, come hang out with us. I think we're going to go live around 2 p.m. every day and run probably till midnight-ish. But yeah, I mean, that's about all we got going on.
Yeah, so anybody that doesn't know what Jimmy's talking about, he has his own company, Space City Breaks. They do sports cards and crypto cards and all kinds of movie cards, Star Wars, and it's a huge business. And they do a good job. He and his son running that business and doing the YouTube stream. So we got to support him. So that's good. Jimmy's resting
And we
up.
pulled another Litecoin on stream
did you?
the other night. Yep.
Jimmy, a 10-hour shift, 5 of those. Is that legal in the United States, or you can do anything you want to your own kid?
Yeah. I mean,
it is.
if I would have let him, he'd go live tonight.
Yeah, I know. He loves it so much. It's cool to watch. And he doesn't get paid, so there's no laws being broken. It's a business. He'll get that later. There's no hourly wage here.
Oh, he gets a salary.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Chicken nuggets, electricity, running water.
Extra ranch.
Dang right. Jimmy knows. Old days. All right, guys. Look, thanks for tuning in, K-Dig. We do appreciate you hanging out with Billy Goat Tails instead of watching football. I know Green Day was watching some football. I'm looking at my score. I'm getting smoked on fantasy football. I am going to lose this game. Redman, though, is winning. We'll have somebody on Billy Goat Tails' team in the playoffs doing good. So, but guys, have a great Thanksgiving. We're not going to see you until next Sunday. We will be on our Twitter X Space Tuesday at what do we change it to? 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please join us over there on X this Tuesday. That'll be the last time before the holiday, Thursday holiday, Thanksgiving. So you guys have a great time. Enjoy your family. Enjoy yourselves. And we will see you next time on Billy Goat Tales.